Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the BC 714 luxury transport, also known as the Intergalactic Banking Clan Starship or Intergalactic Banking Clan ship. This is a sleek starship designed by the Techno Union for the Intergalactic Banking Clan. If that's not going to trip me up a couple times during this, I do apologize in advance. All right, as the BC 714 was one of the fastest starships in the galaxy, the Banking Clan used it as a transport vessel for the Moon executives to travel from star systems with which they had business dealings with. The BC 714 had a luxurious interior, which often led to its passengers despise less comfortable vessels. Banking Clan Chairman Sandhill used the BC 714 luxury transport as his personal starships. During the Clone Wars, a separatist convoy led General Grievous's flagship, the Subjugator class heavy cruiser Malevolence. Contained a pair of these on board. So along the way, please keep in mind there is a slight discrepancy from what we have here, because these are being listed as 55.2 meters long compared to the stats that we're going to have later. However, you want to just look at it, as they could be two kind of scaled versions of it or whatever. And honestly, on the version that I have these stats for from the books, I don't, or they're actually armed. So this might be more the transport, where those are the frigates. So, but this is the closest that I can actually get to any other written stats for it. And there is some behind the scenes notations. The other thing is this was originally done for the Wizards of the Coast Star Wars, not the West End Games. So as things were transferred, and whoever did all the transferring for the book that I usually go off of, they may have added extra stuff to it as well. So I'm just kind of presenting that when we get into this a little farther. All right, characteristic wise. The BC 714 luxury transport was one of the fastest and most comfortable transport vessels in the galaxy. Smooth, lean, and rocket shaped at 55.2 meters long, the BC 714 was designed with aerodynamic flight in mind. The transport contained twin ion engines, which proved enormous thrust both in atmosphere and out. The thrusters enabled it to reach an atmospheric speed of 1,800 kilometers an hour. The ship was also equipped with a navigational computer and an advanced hyperdrive, which had a Class 1 rating, as well as a backup hyperdrive with a Class 6 rating. Two variations of the ship existed, one equipped with twin ion engines and another with four. A pleasure yacht at heart, the BC 714 offered many amenities for the wealthy, such as a luxurious stateroom for passengers, a 20-seat hollow theater, a dining room that rivaled the finest restaurants on Munilist. 17 crew members were needed to fly the ship on a normal voyage, which provided quarters for 30 passengers. Although unarmed, the BC 714 compensated for its lack of weaponry with sheer speed and heavier shields, which made it ideal for the intergalactic banking clan executives on the Mune species, who used the ship as a symbol of their status. Munes were not used to doing fighting and all the heavy lifting and work like that. They prided themselves on being able to manage other species and going from there. So just throwing that out there. All right, the vessel had a cargo capacity of up to 80 metric tons, which could carry consumables for up to 6 months. Usually, the ship did not carry any additional complement vessels. A new BC 714 luxury transport was priced at 1.7 million credits, while a used one would cost about 980,000 credits. The ship's availability was restricted to members of the intergalactic banking clan. History wise, the BC 714 luxury transport was designed and produced by the Techno Union on behalf of the Intergalactic Banking Clan. The ship was also referred to as the Intergalactic Banking Clan Starship due to its use by the finance conglomerates for interstellar business travel. The transport was used as a luxury vessel for the Muon executives of the banking clan and gathered much prestige. The BC 714 was so comfortable that many passengers despite or despised other less luxurious vessels after traveling upon it. Sandhill, the banking clan's chairman, used the BC 714 as his personal starship during the separatist crisis in the Clone Wars. A pair of BC 714 luxury transports served as a separatist convoy led by General Grievous' subjugator class flagship, the Benevolence. Now, behind the scenes, the BC 714 luxury transport was developed by Mark Gabna for George Lucas's 2002 film Star Wars Episode II: Attack of the Clones. As a starship for the intergalactic banking clan, Lucas requested a retro-style design for the banking clan and commerce guild starships similar to the rockets seen in the late 1950s science fiction films. When Gabna created the banking clan ship, he designed it to be capable of vertical takeoffs and landings. Since the first concept art looked too sleek, the artist bulked up the starship to fit them into the Star Wars universe. In the end, he added a dark opening near the ship's top to break up the cylindrical form. The Intergalactic Banking Clan entry in the original Star Wars.com databank stated that the starships were not seen clearly in the finished film, according to Kevin Bennett, Bennett's StarWars.com blog entry. Back to the Drawing Board Part 2. Repurposed Star Wars technology. The starship does not appear in the film at all. The BC 714 name was first mentioned in the 2009 Star Wars role-playing game supplemental book, The Clone Wars Campaign Guide. The ship's card in Attack of the Clones set for the Star Wars trading card game depicts it with 4-ion thrusters instead of the twin-ion engine mentioned in the Clone Wars Campaign Guide. So even amongst that, there's already discrepancies. Now let's get over to what we have for our own stats, and we'll go from there. Okay, so looking at the Banking Clan Starship. Um, this is for the Intergalactic Banking Clan. This is a separatist alignment, so going back to the Clone Wars. Space Cruiser. This is capital. Now, this is a length of 235 meters. So if you want to say that the Techno Union had built this for the war itself and took their base design and upgraded it to become what we have here, perfectly fine. Now, we do have a crew of 120. Passengers is going to be 400 troops. Most likely, we were going to be looking at battle androids of one form or another. We do have a cargo capacity of 100 metric tons and consumables for 3 months. All right, it's not available for sale, but for this variant of it, we're looking at an estimated cost of 2.64 million credits. Has a hyperdrive of ×2 and a backup hyperdrive of ×10. So it is slower than the original freighter that we had seen, or transport that we had kind of listed before. Does have a nav computer and a space speed of 5. And we do have a slight note here. We do not have an atmospheric flight speed. So for this variant, this may not be able to land on the planet. This has a maneuverability of 1D, a hull of 3D plus 1, shields of 1D plus 2. So not the most resilient, but still something to have out there. Okay, sensor-wise, we can passively scan out to 4 kilometers at 1D bonus, an active scan out to 7 kilometers at a 2D bonus, and an active search out to 10 kilometers at a 3D bonus, and a focus out to 400 meters at a 3D plus 2 bonus. All right, our weapons. We have 20 turbo laser cannons, one in the front, one in the left, and one battery right. So, however you want to split that up, seeing that that doesn't seem to jive the best, but this is what is presented in the book for us. Uh, and we're going to have 60. So obviously, I would change this up a little bit if I was using this myself, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just going to say that as we look at it, they're going to be all the way around, covering all arcs. Uh, just keeping it at that. We also have 16-point defense laser cannons. These are at starfighter scale. Damage is going to be 4D. And we have 3 tractor beam projectors, one front, left, and right. Crew of 3. Fire controls 2D plus 2, and a holding damage that of 4D. So that's what we have. Like I said, we do have discrepancies in the size and the capability. In the book, this is a armed ship, and it's very easy to say that the Techno Union had taken the base design, upscaled it to make it what we see here for the war effort. If it's a simple design, easy to manufacture, it would make some sense in that regard. Um, I don't know. You tell me what you think about it. To me, it is fun to have some more separatist stuff. We have not hit anything from the separatists for a little while, so I felt it was kind of fitting. We have tons of vessels um, to go through here, and that's what kind of started this all off. Something that many of us don't really get to see outside of the role playing community. So, with that being said, thank you so very much for joining us today. It's always wonderful having you here. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.